time out of your Sunday, particularly during the Christmas holiday. You know, we really thought carefully about trying to schedule something at this time of year. And I mean, we know there's all kinds of things going on. It's hard for you to get away. But it just shows you how serious we think this is, what a serious topic this is. And at our annual meeting, we talked about how this is a very high priority for us, learning about central committees and how they work and getting ourselves on central committees. All right, and really learning what the whole process is. And you're going to love these two guys because they're just great personalities. They got some stories that they're going to curl your hair. I mean, they've been through.
They're not going to curl mine.
We'll make you grow some hair. You can make you grow some hair. You'll be operating. I don't know. But I just think it's just a great opportunity for us to learn about this because they have done and tried to do what we're about to do. Okay, so without any more further ado, we've got Bob Wagner and George Bomaroff from the Conservative Cavalry, which I think is a great name. They're going to recruit some more members of their cavalry after today, I'm sure. So, guys, take it over.
If you ask yourself what's at the heart of the problem in America today, I think it comes down to one word. I think it's trust. Trust in trust in everything. You can't trust your banks. Our educational institutions aren't turning out the kind of education that we think we got to have. Our politicians certainly aren't as trustworthy as they say one thing and then do another. It's not good. Well, but anyway, bottom line is we came up with this we saw that there was some Faustian bargains going on between the county chairmen, between the Republicans and the Democrats. You know, we'll let the Democrats have the city council seats in Columbus, and the Republicans get the judgeships. And so you end up with just unopposed runs. What is that? That's democracy by special interest groups, primarily the party hacks, more or less, running the show.
The Republican Party endorsed Steve Stivers in a primary. Now, what's the purpose of a primary if the Republican Party is going to step in and pick the winner? That made no sense to me. It's kind of like the National Republican Party come out and say, oh, by the way, we're going to endorse John McCain. Well, why have a primary? And so when I saw that, I thought, this is just not right. It's just flat out wrong. And I think if the more people understand it, we can start standing up and saying, look, you guys answer to us, we don't answer to you. And we don't like you rigging the games. We want to have a level playing field, and we want to have the best candidate win, not the chosen few. This isn't a monarchy, this is a democracy.
Our immediate past chairman, Norm Sandvoss, and he'll even admit to this to you face to face, has publicly called the members of this movement Nazis and wackos. And he did that, Mr. Bullock, he did that in front of conservative Central Committee members, Mike Berger, Julie Aldrich, who just happened to be members of this committee. So not only was he shooting off his mouth, he just happened to shoot off his mouth to two Central Committee members who were part of this movement. But you know what? That's irrelevant. He's the immediate past chair. We have a new chairman. His name is Andy Manning.
And he's a good guy.
And he's a good guy, and Tom Zawistowski has won him over. Tom Zawistowski, because of his hard work, has convinced Andy Manning that we're an asset. Okay? You don't have to worry about somebody like Norm Sandvoss anymore. Okay? We now have this movement has the respect of the local Portage County Republican Party. So I don't care if the immediate past chairman called us Nazis and wackos. He's not chairman anymore. You approach the present chairman and you say, hey, we want to be a part of moving forward. He's going to present your name or the next Central Committee meeting. You have to show up at the Central Committee meeting. And just like Mr. Bullock said, you've got somebody making the motion and you got somebody to second the motion or vice versa. And you're on. We got lots of open seats. Please participate. Now I'll tell you why that's important. Karen mentioned that a lot of times we're dissatisfied with the candidates that the Republican Party puts up. And you know why that is? Because we got a bunch of rhinos and moderates recruiting rhinos and moderates.
Yeah, right.
You become a part, and it's like just like Tom said, get involved in both parties. Okay, if you're a Democrat, I see a Democrat up there 3 rows from me, get involved in your Democratic Central Committee. You're a Republican, get involved in your Republican Central Committee. And you know what? If you're involved with your parties, then you can make sure that we're recruiting the right candidates instead of the wrong candidates.
Right. How in the world can we communicate this Central Committee? People are going to look at you like, what are you, nuts? Central Committee, I've never heard about it. You talk about some shadow organization, it's real quiet and nefarious. And so I was struggling with how in the world are we going to get a presentation that makes sense to somebody? Well, luckily, we have a politician down in Central Ohio, Phil Harmon. He wrote a letter that was just a godsend. Right? He captured everything we saw in this one nice letter to the editor, and he slapped it in the dispatch. He destroyed his name as far as the Republican Party goes, but he pulled the veil off. And he opened up and he showed everyone how disgusting it is, what goes on inside this party. But he wrote this letter, Judge Horton might never face voters. And what this letter to the editor was about was we had a judge who mistreated a rape victim in court. Right? And people were just outraged. They said, they're going, we got to get this guy, we got to throw him out. And Phil Harmon points out that you won't have the opportunity to throw him out because he will run opposed. He was selected to run. The Republicans won't run anyone against him. It was a done deal. So even though this judge misbehaved, we weren't going to be able to do anything about it because he was chosen. Right? Now, once I had this letter to the editor, now everything I say makes sense because now down in Central Ohio, people are already burning up. They couldn't figure out the system, and I had a way to communicate. This is what's going on, and it is flat out wrong. Politicians should be there to represent us. I mean, the bottom line is we're all Americans. They should be working to do the best for America, and there is nothing outlined in that letter to the editor or what I saw in the campaign is working for anybody but themselves. It seemed to be all self-serving or special interests without a common vision of what's best for America. It's all, if we give this judgeship, we can get this judgeship. It's all self-serving, all centralizing their own power, all keeping themselves incumbents, but really missing the whole purpose of what politics is all about. It's doing what's best for the community. Okay, so that's where this comes from. We must return integrity to politics. Bottom line, this is our country. If we tolerate leaders like that, we're going to end up getting the bad results that we're getting. Now, the Senate committees, what exactly are they? They're the kingmakers. That's the thing we didn't understand. We didn't even know these things existed. When they're the little group of people that they literally pick and choose who gets to run, the face of the political party, they get to spend the money, and they determine, more than likely, who the candidate is that you're going to elect. All right, now this is what we've done down in Central Ohio to kind of address this issue. All right, and I would encourage you to do the same thing up here. If you're on Facebook, and I'd encourage you to go on Facebook to Clean Sweep Central Ohio, and it's a step-by-step process on what to do. It helps you identify what ward you're in. It helps you identify how to get your list of Republican candidates. And so I would encourage you to go Clean Sweep Central Ohio. It's on Facebook. It has that letter to the editor right here. Just click on that. And you can go down here and you click on this. It tells you what ward you're in. And it basically walks you through this entire presentation. This is all the ammo you need to go out and fight the Central Committee.